Hey, everybody. Listen, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend. Glad to be here. And, happy Monday, y'all. We did have a little upset over the weekend. Prayers for Biden. He stepped down, and prayers for us. Because God only knows what's going to happen with this whole election. But you know what? We'll keep our ears to the ground and we'll talk about things when we need to talk about things. But the politics is not going to consume our whole week here unless something real crazy happens. But I will add this. This is what listen, first, before I add this, all of y'all trying to help me correctly pronounce the VP, vice president's name. I appreciate y'all. Kamala. Okay, a lot of people been helping me, and I just want to say I hope I got it right. Okay, I will say this. Excuse me. I will say this. See, this is what they do to the ladies. This is what they do to the ladies. It hasn't even been a full 24 hours, and they want to talk about her sex life and who she was with and how she raised up to the top. Messy. But that's not what we here for today. Well, you know what it could have been today, because today's title is You Talk Too Much. There's a rap song back when I was growing up. You talk too much. Anybody know the song? You never shut up. I can't get the whole theme in my head, but I really believe there's a rap song called You Talk Too Much, or at least that's part of the lines in the song. But tonight's trending topics is you talk too much. Kim Zolciak. Her house, she has got to go on record between her and Serena Williams, the tennis player, dad, wife. They the only people I know that has saved their home from foreclosure about 29,000 times. Come on, Houdini. I love Houdini. I thought it was a song like that. I appreciate you. This girl, she owed Target, Walmart, Neiman Marcus, Macy's. They already came to repo cars from the house. She's in the basement of her own mansion. Her and her husband are going to tumultuous divorce, and the best she got to do with her time is get on somebody's podcast and say, I'm glad Kenya Moore got fired. You see why some people invite the nonsense into their lives. Yes, they do. The best you got, and you going through a whole lot of mess. Okay, Sasuke is Run DMC. Thank you. You talk too much. Come on now. The best you got, and you going through so much in your own personal life, is to get in somebody's podcast and say, you know what, Kenya Moore deserved to be fired. She wasn't a good fit for Roa anyway. Girl, people said that about you. You better catch the memo. Messy. But somebody put in that chat there, hashtag you talk too much. Then we got, you know what? I have done it. I'm guilty. That's why now I don't really like the text. I don't like to be sending no emails. I like to physically talk to the person. You want to know why? Because this next person that talked too much, he wrote too much. He replied to an email. He replied all. He replied to everybody in the company. And he was like, what color panties you got on? Oh, this is at work. He hit reply all. It went all over the company. What color panties you got on? Then when he got fired, and listen, I ain't mad at his lawyer, because his lawyer is doing what a lawyer is supposed to do. Him and his lawyer trying to say he was trying to make a grieving friend, smile, and he meant to text his friend, but instead he wrote it in the email, and 2 seconds after he wrote it, he apologized. No, sir, stop. And why would you want to go back to this job where you messed up and wrote what color panties you got on? He in trouble. How embarrassing. You know, for some people, you get secondhand embarrassment because you like, all right, you messed up. You know you meant to send it to that girl because you was trying to flirt with that girl because you liked her. You liked the way she looked. And then you got busted because you sent it to too many people. You sent it to the whole company. I wouldn't even want to go back. Matter of fact, I would color my hair. And you know how Tiny, what was T.I.'s wife? Tiny from Escape, she went to Africa or something and got the color of her eyes changed. I will go get my eye color changed, and I'm not one to be messing with my eyes like that. I will get my eye color changed. And listen, I'm fine with my gray hair. I will get my eye color changed. I will dye my hair. And hey, I might have to do something drastic. I may even have to lighten my skin so people won't recognize me. They be like, Diva, is that you from the post office? Is you the one that sent that email by mistake? I be like, who? Do I look like Diva? Diva got gray hair. My hair ain't gray. I don't know who you talking about. You better get out my face. This man want to go back. He's suing. Some people don't know how to say, you know what? I messed up. Next chapter. Matter of fact, a mess up like that, you need to go to the next book. Forget the next chapter. Close that whole book and get a new book. Start a whole new life. I may go ahead and move to Dubai with, what's his name? Russell Simmons. And be doing yoga. Namaste. You're going back to, that's right. Come on now, Amy. Next career. No, I ain't going back to that office. I messed up and sent the email asking somebody to color up their panties. See, everybody doing too much with the social media, with the Instagram, with the this, and then their worlds start to blend. They don't realize what they should be doing in work and outside of work. It's a mess. Now he got his lawyer talking about he was wrongfully fired. You talk too much. Talk too much. Then we got Evelyn Lozada. These reality shows are definitely the Hunger Games. It's the Hunger Games. And only the strong will survive. You better ask somebody. Only the strong will survive. It's the Hunger Games. So Evelyn Lozada and Christie Jackie, you know, they've been going at each other's neck for years. And I do remember, I had forgotten until I read this article and Evelyn reminded, you know, she called Evelyn's daughter a builder, you know what, or something like that. So Evelyn was sick of Christie. She said, you know what, I went to digging. And she said, when I went to digging, I found out that back in whatever year, she was arrested for selling herself on the streets. And she said she got more information that she didn't release yet. But she said that Jackie keep running her mouth. She said, I'm going to release it. It's the Hunger Games. When you in these streets of reality TV, you better be built for it. You better put your armor on. You better be ready for war. That reality TV is like war. Come on, you talk too much. You never shut up. Come on, Sasuke, you better give me the words. I said you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. Come on now. Run DMC. Yes, she did. She called the builder. Jackie might be the queen of basketball wives, but Evelyn, you know, and if there's a war, Evelyn won that round. She did. And you know what, though? They reward bad behavior on these reality shows. That's why Zeus got that show, Baddies. The Love and Hip Hop shows, they put the paws on each other all the time. I'm not doing no reality show where I'm sitting doing a reunion and then you going to jump across the stage and put your hands on me. Oh, no. Security better be to my left and my right, and I would tell them ahead of time, if somebody lay a hand on me and I get one little scratch, I'm suing everybody. Everybody's getting sued. Come here to get beat up. I want my check. I done did my scenes. I'm here for the reunion. Don't put your paws on me. It's crazy. Yeah, Evelyn is messy. But you know what? You play these stupid games. And what do they say? You win stupid prizes. It's crazy. But listen, guys, y'all know what we got to do. Y'all know what I need in the chat there, right? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday Night Trending Topics, and we're here to talk, even though the title is You Talk Too Much, okay? We got Kim Zolciak versus Kenya Moore, and Kim went all the way down in the gutter, okay? All the way down in the gutter. She need to pay her bills. She need to watch them dogs they got, because they said, you know, I stopped doing stories on them because literally they another couple I could do a story every day. The neighbors said their dogs are running around the neighborhood with no leash on, terrorizing everybody. And I think the dogs are probably hungry. They looking for food. But those are just my thoughts. We got the wrong recipient. Now, if we all tell the truth out there, there have been times where I thought I was texting one person and I text somebody else. I said, oops, that's why I don't text no more. How did that call me? Sending the wrong person to text. You ever send somebody a text you didn't speak to a while and you like, oh, darn it, that was the wrong person. Then they call you or they text you, oh, you was thinking about me, and you like, ah, darn it. Got myself in some mess here. Then we got Evelyn Lozada calling out somebody past. Let me go ahead and load this train up, y'all. I see the choo-choo. Tracy, I appreciate you. I'm going to bring the people on in the building. Hold on here. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, my opinion. Hey, Savannah.
Hi, Diva. Choo-choo.
Hey, Choo. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Julius. All right, we got the people on in the building. Okay, we do have seats on the train. Hey, if you got seats on the train, if you ever wanted to come through and chat with us, well, tonight's your night because we got some open seats on the train. We got about 4. Click on the link. We don't bite. We like to hear from you. But in the meantime, we're about to get into these stories, okay? Sasuke said, hey, panel. All right, let's get into this story. We're going to go ahead and start with Kim Zolciak. You know, I never understand some people. I just don't. The thing is, an interviewer can ask you whatever question because that's their job, right? Their job is to ask you questions, but your job is to sit up, pay attention, and let the people know I'm not answering that, or at least learn how to answer it. And in case so you won't be caught off guard, you know how they say stay ready so you won't have to get ready. You need to have a publicist that is worth their dime, and you need to say, well, so-and-so asked me to come for an interview. They're probably going to ask me about my former co-worker. How do you want to prepare me to answer that? So ahead of time, and you won't be thrown off guard, you know what you're going to say. Let's get into this story right here. Hold on one second. So Kim Zolciak, she celebrates. Who celebrates the downfall of somebody? I mean, I ain't never. Have you ever in your life? Who does that? Celebrates Kenya Moore's row of firing. Best thing that could have ever happened to that show. And the sad part is she was dead serious, okay? Kim Zolciak is saying, okay, hold on. We might as well listen to it. Hold on. Let me back.
And you have relationships with people. The best thing that could have ever happened to that show.
Really?
Yeah, you know, you meet people and you have relationships with people, and you know, you get angry or you get frustrated. But like when you're just, I think the core of who you are isn't, or your character is heavily flawed. I think that's a great decision, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And then I know they're saying that they might want to bring Phaedra back in the mix or something like that. So I think they're looking for
Phaedra. Love Phaedra. That would be great. She is so funny. When I think about her, look, I smile. She's so funny. I love her. That would be a good addition.
You know who I think would be a great addition? Hello? Would you? You're done.
I'm never. I literally will never go back to Housewives of Atlanta. Like literally. I just. when I think about it, I had so much fun, but I also, in Connecticut where I grew up, if you don't like somebody, it's like, we don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not going to talk to you. Down here, what I learned the hard way was we go to lunch and have lunch and this great conversation. Then you go and do an OTF or you sit down and do an interview and you talk all this crap about me. I was so upset the first couple seasons, like, what? We just had lunch and I'm in my interview like, oh my God, she's so great, blah, blah, blah. And then you're over here. It really, when I say I have PTSD from things, I really do.
Okay, so Kim Zolciak is saying Bravo for firing Kenya Moore from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm just trying to make sure I pause that. Zolciak, who once starred on the hit series with Moore, tells Page Six Virtual Reality that she supports the network's decision to give the former Miss USA the pink slip following the latter's sex poster scandal. I think it's the best thing that could have ever happened to that show, she asserts during a virtual press junket for MTV's Surreal Life via Villa of Secrets for her latest unscripted venture. Zolciak, who feuded with Moore during their Roa overlap in season 5, says her on-screen adversary is heavily flawed and therefore unsuitable for such a show. This girl, she got the nerve. You meet people and you have relationships with people and you get angry or you get frustrated. But when you're just, I think the core of who you are or your character is heavily flawed, I think that's a great decision to be honest, she explains. As Page Six exclusively reported, Moore 53 shocked party attendees at her salon grand opening in June with posters of Atlanta rookie Brittany Edie allegedly performing oral S. Okay, cameras were rolling at the cast event where Moore unveiled the X-rated photos. Edie 36 was not present for the display. An insider insisted to us at the time that the pitch in question was readily accessible online and went on to claim that Edie had made threats to Moore using the word GUN before the event. However, a production source told us at no time was Kenya ever threatened with a weapon, nor was there ever a weapon present during the course of production. Page Six exclusively revealed Moore was subsequently suspended from filming. We later confirmed she would not be coming back for the remainder of season 16, which remains in production. With Moore out, Page Six recently reported that Roa alum Phaedra Parks is negotiating her return amid a retooling that features veteran stars and fresh faces. Zolciak, who last appeared on the series as a guest in season 15, believes that Parks 50 would be a good addition to the current staff. I love Phaedra. That would be great. She's so funny. She raves us. I love her. However, the Tardy for the Party singer, whose Roa tenure as a full-time cast member ended in 2013 after 5 consecutive seasons, emphasizes that she will never reclaim her peach. I literally will never go back to the Housewives of Atlanta. Like literally. When I think about it, I had so much fun. But also in Connecticut, where I grew up, if you don't like somebody, it's like, we don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not going to talk to you, she says. Down here, what I learned the hard way was to go to lunch and have this great conversation. And then you do an interview. You talk this crap about me, Zolciak 46 elaborates. The mother of 6, who is in the midst of navigating a tumultuous divorce from her estranged husband, Corey Bierman, remembers being so upset by the contentious nature of Housewives during the early days of her on-camera career. I was so upset the first couple of seasons. Like, what? We just had lunch, and then I'm in my interview like, oh my gosh, she's great, blah, 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 she shares. Really, I mean, when I say I have PTSD from things, I really do. Surreal Life Villa of Secrets, starring Zolciak, Chet Hanks, Allie Brooke, Macy Gray, Johnny Rare, O.T. Genasis, Taylor Posey, and Josie Canseco premieres Thursday at 9 p.m. ET on MTV. All right. Zolciak running her mouth. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, Kim don't have to worry about she would never, because they won't never put on there. Here's the thing. First of all, Kim was reaching for anything she can to get a little piece of a bag, put in her pocket. She ain't doing too good. She ain't gonna do too good on the surreal life neither. I'm praying for her broke down marriage and her staying in the basement. But I ain't got nothing else to say to Kim.
I appreciate you, in my opinion. Savannah, you're up.
Where's Nene when you need her? I'm there could not be a bigger clout chaser or someone wanting to be noticed bigger than Kim and her new face, because I didn't recognize who she was. I find it shameful that she's poking uh, the bear, Kenya, while she's down, because Kenya's now, she may be down now, but Kenya knows how to come back at Kim and get her all together. So I'm surprised that Kim had the gall to honestly speak on Kenya and her situation, knowing that Kim can't even afford to pay back Target. So and there's so much that Kenya can come at Kim about, not just her finances, her marriage, um, her daughters as well, and what they're doing out there. Kim faking pregnancies and post online. I mean, she is just gutter low, and she just constantly wants to be recognized in the news. So I hope Kenya does come back and answer Kim and their start, and she gets her A all together. So and Kenya may be down, but I don't count her out. So, and Kim is a great target.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
She need to get her life in order before she start to talk about somebody else. Cause how is this build a Barbie trying to talk about somebody else and her life is in all disarray? Like, miss me with the foolery.
I appreciate you, Julius. Felicia, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. You know, I don't watch these shows, but I was just going to talk about Kim and Croy's marriage. I was hoping the good news was that they were back together and she was up out of the basement, you know. But it was about somebody else that she used to work with that got similar problems to hers, and you know, it's disappointing. I don't want her to be commenting on other people's misfortune as well. I want people to speak about the good things that's happening to them. So she's not back with her husband. She's not necessarily out of debt, but she's got some new show. Is that what you were telling us?
Yes.
Yeah. So she got a new job. So that's celebratory. So congratulations, Kim. You got a new job. I'm done.
Thank you, Felicia. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah. Kim just getting her karma back. The way she treated her parents on national TV was
Yeah.
ridiculous and pathetic. There's no way that I don't understand how you can treat your parents like that on national TV. And then you go do everything that you want to do, but you don't pay your bills, but you at the casino. If you got some money to go to the casino, you got money to pay your bills. You take care of home first, and then you do what you got to do with the extra. But I guess she thought she was a millionaire whatsoever, that money would never waste up. But she had to realize all those surgeries count. They cost money. They're not just free. They cost money. And putting out stories for clickbait, when people click on the story, she get paid from it, and the story is not even true. Um, yeah, she needs to sweep around her own front door before she sweep around Kenya's, and we already know how Kenya is. So both of them in the same little nest. That's all I got.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, talk about the fact that you got a new job, and tell people to watch your show. that's coming on, whatever channel that's coming on, versus trying to capitalize or say something about somebody's unfortunate circumstances at the time. So I do agree with y'all. We're going to roll in and let's all be truthful here. I'm going to roll right into this story with the guy who messed up with the email. Now, if you out there and you ever sent a text to the wrong person, it was for person A and you sent it to person B, fess up. It maybe you was too quick with an email and you sent the email. You like, oh, shoot, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Well, he was at work and he messed up. Let me go ahead and share screen. So the toe curling reply all email that city worker accidentally sent to colleagues, including the San Francisco DA, that unfairly cost him his job, the lawsuit alleges, right? So we're going to be the judge here. Was this unfair? So a man is suing the San Francisco DA's office after losing his job because of an accidental reply or email. Jovan Thomas, 56. Now he's 56. He should know better. Filed the complaint Friday, 6 months after the scandalous correspondence in question. In it, the trained victim advocate appeared to ask the married 42-year-old district attorney Brooke Jenkins what color her panties were before profusely apologizing in a follow-up seconds later. Both messages were sent to the entire office with the staffer's full email signature. This suggests he sent the messages from a work laptop in a reply to a calendar invite for an event memorializing the 1998 torturing and unaliving of a gay college student. He was fired that day, but now claims he was wrongfully terminated. That's the person he was trying to send it to, and she's married. So this is the email. He was talking about commemorating Matthew, and he talking about what color panties you got on. And there go all his good business there with his signature, right? In the Superior Court complaint, attorneys for Thomas wrote how he had been texting with a longtime friend whose father had just died and intended to cheer him up with the message. It had asked what color panties you have on, hoping to cheer up his friend, who was distraught and grieving the death of his father. Thomas intended to text his friend a jokey question of the sort that the plaintiff had sent his friend on occasion in the past. Lawyers explain. Thomas' text to his friend was a whimsical question that was part of the plaintiff's Spanish joker repertoire with his friend. In the context of their longtime friendship, plaintiff's fifth question had no sexual, off-color, obscene, misogynistic, or sexist meaning or intent. Rather, it was a goofy, non-secure message by one longtime friend to another friend intended to try to divert and cheer him up while he was going through a difficult and upsetting experience. Thomas' text was not an actual inquiry about the color of his friend's panties, as plaintiffs were aware that his friend was a straight male who did not wear panties, the complaints concluded. It was a silly joke intended to cheer up his friend. But it was not perceived that way on the January 26th Fraud outrage in a swift internal investigation, one that culminated with the Bayview victim advocate's firing. Before that, he frankly told fellow employees he accidentally messaged "Good afternoon, everyone." While texting back and forth with my fraternity brother, I sent a very inappropriate email. The email was meant as a joke, and I sincerely apologize to everyone. Please know this is not who I am as a person, as I carry myself with respect and dignity. The hasty pinned apology went on. Please know that I'm sincerely sorry and would never do such a thing on purpose. Later in the day, Chief Assistant District Attorney Anna Gonzalez issued the final reply to the unfolding disaster, instructing staffers to delete the initial email and refrain from spreading it further. Dear all, the new, also reshared email began. We are aware that there's an inappropriate email was sent. This matter is being handled by the administration. That's her and her husband, okay? He is now suing Jenkins, her office in the city. The city prosecutor is seen here with her husband, Daniel. She attained her law degree from the University of Chicago at the study of political science at UC Berkeley, okay? If you open the email, please delete it. Do not forward, copy, or disseminate this email, Gonzalez continued. Please be reminded, city issued email is for business purposes only. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact SADAHR. Brooke Jenkins, a 42-year-old who assumed the role of interim district attorney after recall of Chelsea in 2022, herself did not speak on the embarrassment, but a spokesperson for the DA's office did, issuing a statement in the following days decrying Thomas' misogynistic behavior. The misogynistic behavior violates the office code of conduct, and this individual has been terminated, the rep wrote. The district attorney's office is committed to maintaining a professional office environment where all staff members are treated with dignity and respect and not subjected to harassment or hostile work environment. In turn, Thomas' complaint alleges Jenkins and others made false, fraudulent, malicious, and humiliating statements about him to the press. A week later, he said he was told his termination was for cause. He is seeking a jury and compensatory and punitive damages as a result. That said, it is not the first time Thomas is in the news for alleged workplace harassment, having previously been sued in 2018 for allegedly sexually harassing a victim he had been assigned to support. At the time, he was accused of taking advantage of a woman sexually after she went through a robbery and gang violence, while the victim, who went by Jane Doe in court documents, said Thomas stroked her butt and asked her to come to his home, where they went on to drink and had relations. The victim went on to claim Thomas continued calling and texting her, and that she feared she wouldn't get victim services if she turned down his advances. She dropped the case against Thomas in 2019, and a judge dropped the case in 2021 after the city of San Francisco argued it was not responsible for Thomas. They were not responsible for Thomas' alleged behavior. The basis of their argument, because it was not the course and scope of his employment. Jenkins, meanwhile, has worked in the DA's office since 2014. She is married and has 3 children, and with her partner Daniel. Oh God, this is a hot mess. What color panties you got on, in my opinion? What are your thoughts on this?
Listen here, this is a disgusting pig that feel like he can get away with anything. The last thing you would do is use your company resources to send anybody outside of the company anything, first of all, because that's a violation too. You're not supposed to be using company things to do your personal business. So that's in itself enough reason for them to fire him. But this dummy, and I do mean dummy, he meant to send this message. He meant to disrespect this woman, because who sends what color panties do you have on? And if it was a joke, where's the LOL or the laughing faces or any of that? He didn't mean it that way. He meant it the way he wrote it. He didn't mean to send it to everybody, but he meant to send it to her. He is disrespectful, low down, dirty dog. I'm telling you, he's done this plenty of times before. I'm not convinced that this man is innocent, and I want him to go down.
Well, damn. Well, there it is. Savannah, you're up.
Well, this isn't a simple infraction. This person seems to have a pattern that either this organization or previous organizations didn't deal with at that time. And he was an obvious threat to the co-workers, especially women. And I know on Outlook, if you used O365 Outlook, there is a action that allows you to recall an email, but you always run the risk of someone opening that email and he doing your personal business on company, and he works for the city, I believe you said, Diva. So that's local government. So that's also another charge there. Um, big, like in my opinion, said this is a big dummy. However, the organization should have handled this. Should have disciplined him much sooner, because according to this article, he has had other incidents of being inappropriate, and to the point of actually physically touching someone, if I heard you correctly, and making them feel uncomfortable. So I don't know what he plans to sue for when he has a history of being a creep, and having other transgressions. So the company is going to be having to pay out some money, not to him, but to his victims that they failed to protect.
Thank you, Savannah. Julius, you're up.
Why is this pig not apprehended? Why is this pig not apprehended? He is a pig. A gross pig. That's all I could really say. That's all.
I appreciate you. Felicia, you're up.
Oh my, this
Mhm.
is bad.
Mhm.
This is bad. So, reminder, folks, all of us who log on somewhere as when we're going to work for someone else, there is usually a statement right above when you log in, reminding you what the company policy is about using their equipment, their soft drives, their apps, whatever, for personal use. If I remember correctly, you said that he said he was writing a friend who was mourning the loss of a parent, and he was sending him a joke about such and such to liven his spirits. And so he does this at work often. He does personal stuff on his professional workspace. So there was a violation, number one. And then number two, you're inquiring about people's personal attire and things like that. I don't know. I didn't hear clearly who he was supposed to be sending that to, because you said it went to everybody.
Well, see, he's trying to, in his lawsuit now, he's trying to say he was working pretty much and trying to text a friend that was in distraught about the father. So he's saying the text really should have went to a friend that he always jokes around with like
You
that.
mean the email?
Huh?
It was the email.
No, he's saying he's saying that email, that message in the email was not supposed to go to any of them or anybody at work. It was supposed to go to a friend that was grieving their father's situation.
All right, so I'm stuck on stupid. I don't understand. If I'm sending something to the gray hair diva and it happens to go to all the people in the chat and all the people on the panel, how does that happen?
Right. So his lie is, in my opinion, it's a lie. You was texting me, but you was working at the same time. And so you messed up and sent something you were supposed to be texting me on the work email.
Okay, so he's also a prolific liar, and he's not a good one. So they actually gave him a week at work after that, because according to that story, it says a week later according to his lawsuit, he got a notice that he was terminated.
But it's funny because I thought they said they terminated him the same day.
Well, when you read it, I believe it said a week later he got something in the mail. So maybe they terminated him that day. He goes home and he's probably still calling people and texting people and saying what he didn't do and why is everybody so upset and so forth and so on. So I'm trying to understand why all of this was going on. And then you get to the lower part of the story where he's been here before. He's been here before. And even though he'd been there before and he came very close to having a situation where he was going to get criminally charged, right? But because she was already a victim and she's a woman they probably made very light of it, right? Because according to this, because he's supposed to be an advocate, you know, Diva, these stories remind me of, you know, you like to get these advocate stories out, and they turn out to be mass, you know, killers, and they're chopping people up and all this other kind of stuff. So he's another one. So he gets a job where he's supposed to be helping victims while he's victimizing people.
Ooh.
And he gets very lucky because they let him go because pretty much we understand that women across the board are undervalued. So
Yeah.
this woman says, I was the victim of an R and I was victim of a robbery and I'm a victim. And now he's already touching on her as she's in the office giving her interview. And then he's telling her, meet me for some drinks. And so she complies because she's concerned that she's not going to get the benefit of these services, according to that article.
Yeah.
And he keeps harassing her and pursuing her when she conceded for the one time. So in my mind, this guy's a predator. He does it at work. He does it at home. He cannot control himself. And he takes advantage of people in vulnerable situations. And because, if I got this right, the DA is a woman, yes?
Yep.
The one that's coming back. He doesn't respect women. So he thinks that all of this, as my grandmother would say, mumbo jumbo BS that he's putting out here will help him get out of this because he doesn't respect women, period. So he's now going after the DA. She's a woman, okay? And the woman that he violated, he, you know, probably threatened her and his co-workers. So not only should he be somewhat grateful that he just lost his job, the truth is, yes, he should be criminally charged and he should be in jail and he should be getting some kind of therapy. He shouldn't be out on these streets. He's dangerous.
He's dangerous. He's dangerous. You're supposed to be helping the people and you violating this girl. And yeah, she is scared. Okay, if I don't call him back, I don't do something, I'm not going to get my benefits that I need.
And remember, in the story, it says that this was a gang R.
Yeah.
So she's dealing with a whole nother organization, whether we want to acknowledge it as legally, social, or whatever. So she's already got that threat out on the street coming for her. She goes to you for help and support so she can hang on till she can figure what her next move is, and you then assault her. No, I want him, you know what? This is the month of July. I want him off the street. I want him charged. I want him in jail. And be damned if he don't get rehab. I'm done.
I don't blame you. Come on now. Katrina, you're up.
Ain't too much I can say after that is that he's a dog. That's it. Roof, roof. Because maybe he at home trying on the women panties. That's just weird. And then you say you sent it to a gay person or something, or to another male, but you sending it on your computer from your job.
No, he was not. No, that's not the story. No, what he's saying is he was saying the person, the email he replied to, it was about a celebration for a co-worker that something happened to, right? So it was a memorable celebration. And so what he's saying, what he tried to say is, listen, I'm not this, I'm not that, you know, I'm not misogynistic, because he's claiming that he normally texts that to a male friend of his, and that's their little inside joke. And he was just trying to lighten up the male friend's day because something happened to his father. I think he said if his father had died or whatever. So he's saying that's our little joke, which I text to him plenty of times. But the bottom line is he meant for that to go to that female DA. He wanted to know what color panties she had on, and he was being his nasty, regular self that he normally is. Like that woman said, like the case was earlier that ended up getting dropped, unfortunately. The woman said she was taken advantage of.
Like I said, he's a dog. Roof, roof. That's all I got for him.
Yeah. Wayne, you're up.
You know, texting and email is entirely two different things. So there's no way you can accidentally, if you've been texting somebody this, you know, normally, that now you're going to accidentally email it to somebody. No. I had my mind made up when he said, I'm not that person. Hush. I'm sorry, hold on.
No, the dog mad too at him. It's all right.
The dog know when the dog
when
is
he said,
around.
I'm not that kind of person. This is not who I am. This is not who you are. If this is not who you are, why are you even making statements like that? I'm not saying, people do make statements like that. But I'm saying, if you're I'm not this person, I'm not this, you wouldn't even have those words in the text, even to to anybody. So yeah, he should lose his job. And this ain't his first rodeo. He just got caught this time. He made a stupid mistake and sent it to everybody by accident. Well, he just incriminated himself. He showed people, yes, that is who you are. We didn't think you were like that because you carry yourself in a certain way, blah, 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 blah. But you have just shown us who you are. Like Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. I'm done.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you. Believe them. Yeah, he was trying to send it to that DA, but you know what? That DA got saved that day because he made a mistake, because he probably would have been harassing her to the bitter end. And she got a save that day. She should thank her lucky stars. Listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and roll into this last story. The problem is we can't catch a break from women, can't catch a break from men, and then we can't catch a break from each other. We do each other dirty too. And there's some things where I get, no matter what somebody did to you, there's some things where it's like, okay, who's going to stop going low? It's like a battle of who can go the lowest. And usually when you get down in the gutter, then the worst thing happens. Somebody's not making it out. It's too much violence going on. It's too much hate going on. It's too much going on. And these reality shows, bottom line is they are beyond toxic. They are super toxic. So Basketball Wives, Evelyn Lozada defends investigating Jackie Christie. She said maybe it was her karma. So Evelyn Lozada's decision to investigate Basketball Wives Jackie Christie wasn't a game day decision. In the middle of filming season 11 of VH1's hit reality show, Evelyn, 48, said she got to the point where she wanted to learn more about her co-star in the hopes of better understanding her behavior. Now, she know that ain't why she wanted to learn more, but you know what? That she want to tell us that we'll roll with it. Although why is this playing? I don't know why that's playing. I can't stop it, but I'll let it go. She said, although I've been on the show with Jackie for a long time, there's still this mystery Evelyn exclusively shared with US Weekly on Wednesday, July 17th. We dealt with some drama during the off season. She's calling and talking crap about me and Shawnee O'Neal. So I just didn't understand how we got there. Then I started really thinking, I feel like I don't know her. With the help of a private investigator, the SG by Evelyn Lozada bodysuits designer began digging into her co-star's past. What came next were strong allegations that are currently being explored in new episodes. I started going down a rabbit hole, and I didn't know that I was going to end up where I ended up, Evelyn said. Maybe it was her karma for the things she said about my daughter years ago. In a recent episode of Basketball Wives, Evelyn told her co-stars, including Jennifer Williams, Jackie Duckworth, Brandy, and Brooke, that Jackie, 53, was allegedly arrested in 1987 for, selling her body, citing Oregon court documents. Jackie has yet to address the allegations on camera, and Us Weekly has reached out to Jackie's team for a comment. With sharing the allegations, Evelyn told her friends, this woman sat in my face and said, I heard your daughter Shanice was a builder. You know what? That hurt me to the core. The karma came to F around. According to Evelyn, there was other information she found out that she didn't dare share on the show. I shared that specifically because I was shocked, and because to me, it explains a lot of why she's the way she is in a way, Evelyn told us. I kind of understand a little bit more. And I wish she would be real about who she is and who she's been, because when you do these types of shows, that's how you should be. In response to some viewers questioning why Evelyn is digging into her co-star so much, the BS Glow jewelry designer continued, I think people don't understand how I got there. It's really just trying to figure out, why are you this person? What made you this way? And not knowing I was going to stumble upon everything, I ended up stumbling. While chatting with us, Evelyn described herself as a loyal friend who doesn't bother anybody she can trust. With Jackie, however, I feel like I always have to watch because she's just that person. Just leave me alone, Evelyn shared, and I won't reveal the rest of it. So she's giving her an open threat, so to speak, saying, you know what? If you shut your mouth, I'll shut mine. You keep running your mouth, I'm going to run mine. In my opinion, what are your thoughts? In my opinion, you there? All right, maybe we lost in my opinion. Savannah, you out?
At her big old age, you would think that Evelyn has learned a lesson and she is still as problematic as she was in the OG season and even before. Because I don't think I've watched this show since like season 3 or 4. Um, but Evelyn has been degrading women, especially women of color, since the beginning of this show. From Jennifer to and Jackie Christie, that comment that she made, all she did was repeat something she heard, and I believe it came from Jennifer. Um, but nonetheless, from Jennifer to Malaysia to Tammy. We can never forget what she did to Tammy and calling her a non-effing factor when Evelyn um, was doing the same thing she's accusing or brought to light of Jackie Christie doing. But who cares? These women are grandmothers. These women are old, and I don't know why are they still on TV and have nothing? You've been there for 20 plus years and still don't have anything to say that here I built this business, I built a brand, I built a legacy, when your reputation is sleeping with men in every sport besides highlight or maybe field hockey or I mean Evelyn has absolutely ran through every sport. And so I don't understand why they brought her back, because I know she was canceled for a while due to the racist comments that she made. Um, and it's just they're just absolutely it's just it's sickening, it's disgusting, and it's sickening. And I don't understand why she is on TV still at her big old age, acting with no sense, no class, and just absolutely tasteless. So I hope Jackie Christie gathers her all together.
Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, are you back? All right, we'll roll. Oh, go ahead. Yep, you out.
So Evelyn is always the troublemaker of Basketball Wives. She's also always the biggest Esther on that show. The only reason why she's back is Shawnee is pushing her back in that spotlight because she needs some money because all those men that she done slept with done left her. I don't put nothing past this girl. She has disgraced every woman that has graced this show.
Wow.
And when I say disgrace them. She has lack of accountability for her actions, and she should be put off and never be returned to any show ever again because the lack of respect is appalling.
Ooh, thank you. In my opinion, Julius, you're out.
Okay, so the build up is revealing what? What is she revealing? Jackie always said from the very first season before the crossover happened from Miami to LA that she had a past. I know, I was a viewer at the time. She always said that. So, what's this information? Her kids know it. Doug knows it. Like, honestly, what Evelyn, with the non-factor in person, Hovelin, needs to be doing is taking pen to paper and taking notes of how to get a successful, is how to attain a successful relationship, how to maintain it for longevity. Because she's been through, since she's been in the public eye, almost 20 years, how many men? And Jackie was only hearing secondhand what another source, Jennifer, when they had their falling out, let's just keep it real, was saying. And Shanice was going around. That's just the truth. She learned it from her mama. Like, own it, boo. Own it, because she has already. And you're just mad because she gives you a dose of your own medicine. Period.
Thank you, Julius. Felicia, you're up.
You know, Evelyn Lozada been trash, is trash. She gonna die trash. That's how that's gonna go. And I just don't understand how any coworker, any colleague, anybody in her space would even consider thinking about trembling even for a mere second because she says she ain't gonna say something. There ain't nothing she can say. She is a proven mama hoe. A daughter out here hoeing with one of these people. Who the daughter out here with lately? I heard that she dating somebody.
The game.
She pregnant by the gang.
Yeah, here we go. So that's your success, Evelyn. There it is. One of the biggest tragedies was she had the nerve to sit down with Iyanla to fix her life. And she got up more trashier, more broken down, more guttered than when she came into the room. So she wasted Iyanla's time.
Oh, my.
Now she's up here talking about somebody who has shown some kind of longevity in this industry. I may not like it. It may not be my form of entertainment, but I know this woman, Jackie, was like, she's true OG. She been there so long. She might as well be down in the history book. She's pre-Nene Leakes. Okay, she is.
Oh, come on now. You better talk to the people. Go ahead.
Okay. And you coming up here talking about something last week about, and I'm gonna be quiet if she back off or she stay quiet. Oh no. So clearly, and we know who the producer of this show is. She's having her moments now because her ex-husband is no longer doing those automatic deposits. So she got problems. So she's telling her, do a little something to bring the ratings back, maybe to get some people interested. Well, I don't think people are going back there. I don't think they have any interest. And what I do love as well is I happen to watch another channel, and I will not give the name, but she heard about what Evelyn did in trying to expose Jackie. And as Julia says, she spoke about it from the gate about her background. But she said, you know what? She thought, she called Evelyn being a little squirrely. And she said she was going to return the favor. And she did a live background check on Evelyn. Yes, she did. And she said, I'm not going to do the daughter just yet. We're going to wait and see. So, you got to know that this is always driven by economics. So if we go back to, what was the name of the book? How I Won and Came Out Victoria, whatever. We ain't hear from Shawnee ever since her ex stopped giving her the money and the mother-in-law told the truth.
Ah, shucks.
Mama-in-law came up and said she wanted a good fit from the beginning. And now she's back pushing this trash show that's been belittling and demeaning women. These women have stayed in this nasty show for damn near 2 decades. And we're back. What? And you bought it undefeated. Well, she was wrong. She's totally defeated. And The church done got flooded out. They ain't getting no tithe money. I don't know. Her husband won't be pastoring much longer. Listen, we're done with them. Done with them. And Evelyn was, I guess she's supposed to be, resurrecting the show. Nobody's watching. Julius, you're not watching no more, right? He ain't going back to watch. Ain't nobody going back to watch. But they
no, I ain't watching that show no more.
Right. And I don't even know where her daughter met this man that she became impregnated with. This is sad. It's just sad. So if that's Evelyn's success, that her daughter got pregnant from the game, well, okay, there it is. I'm done.
Ooh.
She an inbox hoe.
Oh my God. Katrina, you're up.
Felicia scared me. What else would it say? Yes, she's talking about Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
But at least Jackie been married how many years?
Yes, she has. Yes, she
It'll
has.
be 30
Doug
next
ain't
year.
going nowhere. Doug ain't going nowhere. And if she was that, maybe she was a good one. She landed Doug. And by her saying that about Jackie, girl, you should have never even let that came out your mouth. Especially with the persona that people have about you. You the one have that persona. Not one time has anybody looked at Jackie as being the HO of basketball wise. But we have looked at her as being that because that's what we see. That's what she show us. You went from what was Kenan, then you went to Chad, then you was messing with somebody in Las Vegas because Susie came back and told on you. You was trying to beat Susie up because Susie talks too much. You and Jennifer both was going to Las Vegas, being groupies, being with everything else. And I still believe you was with Shaq. You might say nothing, he might deny it too, but I guarantee you was probably there. And the thing of it is,
Of course she was.
yeah, and like I said, and Shawnee just got mad because it got brought to the show. That's the thing about it. She was just mad about that. She didn't have no idea that was gonna come to the show because Jennifer told, ain't no way Jennifer gonna tell Tammy this. They two peas in a pod. Jennifer know everything that you do, and you knew everything that Jennifer did. And we honestly supposed to believe that Jennifer was lying at that point. And then people start watching Basketball Wives really after Tammy left because really when Tammy left, the show left. And then they did that bull crap with OG or whatsoever. So there's nobody really watching that show. And so you went and go dug up something back in 20 years ago, 20, 40 years ago, and you talking about this was this woman did or whatever. Girl, please. Who haven't done that back in the day? Well, I haven't. I'm just saying. But back in those days, that's what women do. And the thing of it is with she's saying that Jackie called her daughter that. No, Jackie says she heard it on the internet. That's what they was calling your daughter. So when she's trying to cry and say Jackie said that, no, Jackie just repeated. She said, what if I tell you what people were saying about your daughter on the internet? And then that's when she said the builder thing. And that's where that came from. And even Jennifer told what's her name, Malaysia, a lot of stuff about Evelyn, about what her daughter was down in Miami doing, that she had a fake body whatsoever, and she was messing around with the people in her apartment because Evelyn was never there. So when she trying to come for Jackie, she better come full arsenal because Jackie can pull her past, and I'm quite sure it will make her cry. That's all I got.
Ooh, I appreciate y'all. Y'all done told Evelyn tonight, honey. So we're gonna go ahead. Before I go in, let me end this poll. So most of the people are feeling the same way as you are. 93% of the people that took the poll said that Evelyn was dead wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll right into the feel good story. About another crossing guard. We learned about one earlier this year. I think I showed a nice crossing guard story, and here is another one. Just very nice, but they got a little more to his story, which is interesting. So let's watch.
Hello. It's Monday, so you know what that means. Time for Beg Knows America. That's where we find the heart in every single story. This week, CBS News contributor David Begnaud introduces us to a man who is showing everyone what it takes to make people feel good.
Oh, you guys are so beautiful. Don, so good to see you in Georgia. Oh, this isn't fair. You guys just melt me.
Every school morning, week after week.
That is a great wave you have and an even better smile. Thank you so much.
For years now, this man has been standing on the street with something nice to say.
Good morning. You are so beautiful. Have a great day.
His wish for a good day
Have a wonderful day.
is
Good to see
for
you.
everyone,
Good morning. Do I get a double
particularly
fist
the
bump, maybe? What do
children
you
on
think?
their way to school.
Oh, boom. Thank you.
It's for the laborers on their way to do hard work.
Oh, buenos dias, mis amigos. Gusto de verte. ¿Cómo estás?
What he does is constant. For 79-year-old Dick Kazan, an average guy with an above-average goal.
Everybody, no exceptions, wants to feel important. I want them to feel important. I want them to feel beautiful. I want them to feel needed. And I want them to feel safe. You see, even sometimes I direct a little bit of traffic.
It started off as something simple, meet my neighbors, control the traffic. But what has it become for you over the last 7 years that is so much deeper?
I get a feeling of love. I do. I know that a lot of these people are moved by me.
It's gotten to the point to where you know them on a first name basis. I saw you, they roll down the window and you start calling out the kids' names.
Yes, I make it a point to learn the names because if you want to make people feel important, you've got to learn their names. Joe, have a wonderful workout.
If he misses a day, everybody asks where he is. So I think he just instills community.
Dick Kazan lets people know that they're important, starting in his own neighborhood.
I greet them in supermarkets. I greet them in the gym.
And so many of those people show their appreciation right back. April 15th, 2017, Trader Joe's parking lot.
Yes.
Dear kind man, I was having a rough morning, dealt with not so friendly people, but you made my day when you surprised me and told me you too have a nice day.
I saw a woman coming out of the store and she looked really depressed. I just came up to her with a smile. I went in to shop. When I came back, she'd scribbled that on a napkin and left that for me. Yes.
It must have made quite the impression.
I could see a different person than the one I greeted just a few minutes earlier.
There are more notes on the wall of his home office, valued alongside family photos. But missing are the awards and plaques of a businessman and a company founder to signify the person that he used to be.
In the past, I was driven, I came from not the best childhood, and I was determined to make a lot of money, and I did. I made a fortune. And I was not a very nice person. I was a really driven person. I was an honest man, but a really driven man. And people didn't enjoy me, to be perfectly frank, other than maybe my immediate family. That was pretty much it.
What did y'all do? What type of?
It was computer leasing, high technology leasing. We had about $2 billion. I mean, it was a very big company with offices nationwide.
His home office is now the world headquarters of the Kazan Today. It's his online newsletter with a distribution of about 1,000 that has recipes for success and little droplets of inspiration. So you were in your 40s when you made this personal pivot.
It was on my 46th birthday.
And you've been a different man since?
It didn't happen overnight. I began a transition.
An overachiever who was even a bodybuilder points to an unlikely tapestry of acclaimed men who he says gave him guidance.
It's Michelangelo, it's John D. Rockefeller, George Bernard Shaw, Gandhi. I needed some inspiration to kind of guide me there. With Gandhi, at times I found myself lost in the process. So did he. Michelangelo, he says to us, the greater danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it's too low when we reach it. Right. That's most people. Good morning, Carla. So nice to see you.
And they somehow led him to share a very simple message.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jack. How you doing?
So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Have a great day.
What he does day in and day out resonated so deeply with Philip Hartwell, an investment banker who wrote to me about how his Palos Verdes estate neighborhood in suburban Los Angeles has been made better by Dick Kazan. What was the takeaway you wanted when you wrote to me for people to get from seeing this?
I just wanted people to know that there still are good people here and that, you know, you start the kids off, and whether the kids appreciate it, I'm sure the parents do, that you're starting them off in a good note.
Good morning, young man. So nice to see you.
What would the old Dick Kazan think about what you do today here out in front of your home?
He'd never do this.
Really?
Never do this.
Really?
He would say, what is wrong with you? You gave up that great big house. He thought in terms of money, drove Porsches, that Dick Kazan. And he was always in a hurry. And he always had his watch out for any meeting or whatever. If this wasn't making money, he wouldn't do it.
Wow.
And I mean, that's how driven that Dick Kazan was. No small talk, no jokes.
His words are seemingly small,
You are so beautiful. You're going to charm everybody today.
but there is a big message behind them.
Thank you so much.
So the old Dick Kazan would have probably looked at that and thought, waste of time, waste of money.
That's exactly it. Waste of time, waste of money. Doesn't that man have something better to do with his life?
And the 79-year-old Dick Kazan thinks,
my God, it's the most important thing he's ever done aside from being a husband and a father.
Dick Kazan, a neighborhood star, more dependable than the mighty sun to brighten your morning. You see, he doesn't just wish folks a good day. His simple act of kindness makes it happen.
Great smile. Thank you.
Dick Kazan, thank you. This is a story that came to David from one of the viewers. So if you have a story for David, you can reach him and his team at deardavid@cbsnews.com. I love this story, and I love him saying, Dick Kazan's awareness about himself. People didn't enjoy me very much. That you can realize that about yourself and think, I can do better. I want to be better.
Yeah. How many of us are that honest about who we used to be?
Yes.
Not too many people.
And you often think you can't change that much, that who you are, and you just intensify.
Especially at that age, right, Tony?
Apparently you can.
Yeah.
He's proof you can.
That's a beautiful story.
Somebody that sees the good in everybody. That's the message that I think.
Because he was searching for the good in himself.
Yes. Thank you.
Somebody who sees the good in everybody. I really like that story. It's very touching. He just did the work. And Yana loves to say that you got to do the work. If you want to become a different person or a better person or just change the direction and the course of who you are and where you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can do it. I also like that quote, and I can't remember, I lost it that quickly, who the quote was from, where he said, most people, they aim too low. That's why they meet the goal, right? So listen, I always say over here, follow your dreams. I don't know, we got a quick minute. If anybody want to add something, if not, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Anybody want to add anything? Everybody's good. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all know the routine because some of y'all be
Thank you, Diva.
Thank you.
You always give us the good word of the day, so we got to thank you.
I appreciate you. So listen, y'all, some of y'all on the passenger side there, y'all be cheating the Diva. All I ask y'all to do, hit the like button. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for Trending Topics. Bye.
Choo-choo.